The movie starts with a soldier named John Wood being questioned by his boss, Commander Stone, about why he went against orders. Commander Stone is holding John's wife, Amelia, in front of him, trying to force John to give up information about some villagers he saved. Even though John says he doesn't know where the villagers went after he let them go, Commander Stone shoots Amelia right in front of him. Next, we see John waking up from a nightmare. It has been 3 years since Commander Stone killed his wife, but John still can't forget it. After Amelia's death, John escaped into the wilderness. He decided to live alone in the forest, away from people, to find peace and recover from his loss. The story then flashes back to when John was still a soldier. He was part of a mission to kill villagers suspected of being infected with a dangerous virus. Since it wasn't proven that the villagers had the virus, John chose to help some of them escape instead of following orders to execute them. Commander Stone found out about this and branded John a traitor. John didn't care about being punished or even killed, but he never thought that Commander Stone would use Amelia to force him, going as far as killing her. One night, while John was mourning by a campfire, he heard a noise in the bushes. He grabbed his axe, ready for anything. A seriously injured woman suddenly appeared and collapsed in front of him. Without hesitation, John carried her into his hut. The next day, the woman, named Maria, woke up, shocked to see John asking her how she was. Maria, it turns out, has a rare blood type that makes her immune to the deadly virus. Maria was scared, but John reassured her that he meant no harm and only wanted to help. He told her that her wound needed immediate care, and that the bullet in her body had to be removed before it caused a serious infection. Using the limited supplies he had, John tried to remove the bullet. Maria fainted from the pain, but John was shocked to discover it wasn't a bullet, it was a tracking device. A few hours later, Maria woke up and told John her story. She explained that she was a living vaccine, which meant she had to keep running. Maria said, "Whoever controls the vaccine controls the virus, and whoever controls the virus controls life." John told Maria she could stay in his cottage for a while. The next day, while John was chopping wood, 3 soldiers came to him and asked where Maria was. John lied and said he hadn't seen anyone. But when the soldiers tried to enter his hut to search for Maria, John quickly killed 2 of them, and Maria shot the 3rd soldier who made it inside. John then told Maria to hide if anyone came looking for her. But Maria insisted that she could help him fight. John agreed and told her to get ready because more soldiers would come when they realized their 3 comrades hadn't returned. Meanwhile, a woman named Granite, the leader of the soldiers, asked one of her men why the 3 soldiers hadn't returned from their patrol in the forest. The man promised Granite that he would send more soldiers to check the forest. That night, Maria, worried that the soldiers had discovered their location, suggested to John that they should flee. John replied that more soldiers would come, but he wasn't afraid and had no plans to run. He then shared his past with Maria, telling her about his time as a soldier and how his wife, infected with the virus, was killed by his commander just because John disobeyed orders. Hearing John's sad story, Maria tried to comfort him. The next morning, John and Maria started preparing for an attack. They built barricades and made plans to defend themselves. John also took out weapons and ammunition to fight the soldiers. He then taught Maria how to shoot more accurately. Soon, the soldiers were seen approaching John's hut. One soldier managed to sneak up on Maria, while another tried to attack John in the toilet. But John fought back and took down the soldiers, shooting one with arrows to save Maria. Even though they defeated the soldiers, John and Maria knew they couldn't relax. They were sure Commander Stone and Granite would send more troops to capture Maria and kill John. Maria, worried about the larger group of soldiers coming, was reassured by John, who showed her the stockpile of weapons and ammunition he had prepared. Feeling more confident, Maria joined John in getting everything ready to face the troops sent by Granite and Commander Stone. The next day, Maria sits by the lake, acting as bait to distract Commander Stone's troops. As expected, it doesn't take long for Commander Stone's men to capture her. One of the soldiers reports to Commander Stone that they have caught Maria. Since their mission is to capture the living vaccine, Commander Stone orders his men to leave right away with Maria. But just as they are about to leave, John attacks them, taking down the soldiers. However, Commander Stone had planned for this and sent more troops to fight John. Even with the extra soldiers, John and Maria worked together to defeat them all, thanks to John's strong fighting skills. When Commander Stone hears that 2 of his groups have been defeated by John, he orders Granite to send another team. These soldiers search the area around John's hut and find a tunnel that used to be a gas pipeline, leading to a spot near their base. One soldier tells Commander Stone about the tunnel, and Stone decides to place guards at the end of it in case John or Maria tries to escape that way. But John and Maria manage to defeat all the soldiers, forcing Granite to take charge of the remaining troops herself to capture Maria and finish off John. Meanwhile, Commander Stone waits at the tunnel's end. Granite and her team find Maria, sedate her, and start leading her away through the tunnel. Meanwhile, one strong soldier manages to knock John unconscious. Not long after, John wakes up and quickly chases after the soldiers who took Maria, using a shortcut only he knows. He catches up to them and engages in a hand-to-hand fight with the tough soldier. At first, John struggles because his opponent is strong and can match his attacks. But after a series of powerful moves, John defeats the soldier and rescues Maria. However, Granite had anticipated that John and Maria would use the tunnel and orders her troops to attack them. A fierce gunfight breaks out in the tunnel. Despite being outnumbered, John and Maria hold off the Granite forces. But when another wave of soldiers arrives, they start to lose hope. To protect Maria, John tells her to hide in a small room in the tunnel's corner while he fights the soldiers alone. Maria wants to help, but John assures her he can handle it and that he wants her to survive. After defeating all the soldiers in the tunnel, John reaches the end where Commander Stone and his troops are waiting. Commander Stone wastes no time and asks John where Maria is. John lies, saying he has killed her. Granite, however, immediately knows John is lying because she knows he is trying to protect Maria. Commander Stone then orders his men to torture John to get information about Maria's location, just as he did 3 years ago when he tried to find out about the villagers John had saved. After being severely beaten by Commander Stone's men, John finally agrees to reveal where Maria is hiding, but only if he can have a one-on-one fight with Commander Stone. Feeling insulted, Commander Stone accepts the challenge. The 2 strong men engage in a fierce duel. However, when Commander Stone finds himself in a tough spot, he cheats by pulling out a gun and aiming it at John. Despite this, John doesn't back down and keeps moving toward Commander Stone, eventually overpowering him in front of all his soldiers. With Commander Stone dead, Granite seems pleased, as she is now in full control. It appears that Granite had been following Commander Stone's harsh orders for a long time. Shortly after, Maria emerges from the tunnel, holding 2 grenades, and threatens to blow herself up if they kill John. Maria tells Granite that she will surrender if John is allowed to live. Without hesitation, Granite agrees to Maria's demand. The film ends with John standing silently, watching as Maria is taken away by Granite and her soldiers. So the moral of the story is, if you're ever stuck in a life-or-death situation, always make sure you've got a secret tunnel, a hidden grenade, and a backup plan that's just as wild as your original plan.